Hello, listeners. The following episode, Escape from L.A., was recorded at a different time last week before thousands of people actually had to escape from L.A., owing to the devastating fires currently sweeping the city. The climax of the film shows an iconic Los Angeles landmark on fire, and the host's remarks that this is sick nasty and rules should be understood in their historical context. In all seriousness, though, we are very happy to say that our guest for this episode, Morgana Ignis, is alive and safe at time of recording. We'll be providing a link in the show notes to an organization called Directrelief, who are giving emergency medical aid, respirators, and other critical supplies to the affected communities, should you feel compelled to donate and help the people of Los Angeles.
Because you may have survived Cleveland. You may have escaped from New York. But this is L.A., vato. And you're about to find out that this fucking city can kill anybody!
Hello and welcome to another bonus episode of Kill James Bond. I am November Kelly, joined as always by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Hey!
Kept you waiting, huh?
And we have a very special guest. We are joined by actress Morgana Ignis from Class Act's Hell of a Boss and Dracula's Ex-Girlfriend. Morgana, how's it going?
It is, look, given the current situation of the entire world, which is entirely too relevant to this fucking film, I'm great. Never been better. Fantastic, really.
We're all feeling good. We're feeling healthy. Our hyoid bones are intact.
Yes.
We've watched a movie.
And that's still legal.
This was Abby's pick.
Amazing.
It's just still legal.
Go to the movies, watch them while you still can.
Yeah, I first watched this movie on a couch full of clouted up transsexuals, very high on weed gummies in LA, and it was that couch that is just to Morgana's right now, because she was the one who introduced me to this movie, and you, me, and Laura watched it when we were high as balls, and it was great.
That's the registered way to watch a movie. That's the recommended.
I believe that there were no less than 20 to 30 times that you said during this film, this might be the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah,
and you were right.
It's fantastic.
Each of those times.
That was my experience as well. Yeah.
Peak film criticism. And the thing is, we're doing this thing that we do on this podcast of coming in the second part of a series again, because I haven't seen Escape from New York. We certainly haven't talked about Escape from New York. Doesn't matter.
So I have, and I watched Escape from New York for the first time on a couch with one extremely clouted up transsexual when I was still in the closet. We were dating at the time, and we were waiting for her Viagra to kick in, and we watched Escape from New York.
How long does Viagra take to kick in?
Let me tell you one thing about Escape from New York. If you're watching Escape from New York, you don't need Viagra, baby. You are ready to fucking go after watching that movie.
That's fucking right.
You're just trying to get topped, and she's like, kept you waiting, huh?
Oh no, I was doing the top.
Doesn't matter. I'm here to make Metal Gear
hard
references.
as hell, ready to go. But I'm like, hang on, I'm watching this fucking movie.
Well, here's how he escapes from New York.
Yeah, I'm just invested in the story of Snake Plissken.
Okay, here's the thing to keep in mind about Escape from LA versus Escape from New York. So both written, directed, scored, everything by John Carpenter. Escape from New York, significantly better reviews than this film. John Carpenter has come out and said, those are incorrect. He is not even like, John Carpenter is not somebody who respects that someone might have a different opinion. He has literally come out in the record and said, anybody who does not love this film is just objectively wrong. And this is the better film of the two. I love John Carpenter for many reasons, including him saying he doesn't really want to make films anymore. He just wants to play video games and smoke weed all day, which I respect.
Hell yeah.
But the fact that he, after this movie kind of got review bombed, wrongfully so, John Carpenter came out and said, yeah, those reviews are just incorrect. It's not a matter of opinion. It's simply wrong. This is an amazing film and should get more respect.
Yeah.
Refute your critics in the year of our Lord 2025. Refute your critics by being like, no, this one's good, actually. And the thing about this movie is, like, I have a dialectic going on. I have two opinions about this movie. One is that it's like kind of morally like wrong, and the other is that it's fantastic. It whips. Like I had a great time watching this one. It is kind of reprehensible.
Sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It rules.
Yes.
It sucks it sucks just enough to be perfect. Like there has to be that vital suck component for it to like properly rule.
It's the seed pearl in an oyster, you know, there has to be that little bit of it.
It fucking gloriously sucks in the best ways possible.
It's so good, man. I owe Abby basically my biggest apology of my professional career, because like when you were like, oh, let's go watch Escape from New York with Morgan, I was going to be like, okay, this is going to be a vehicle to hear about the time that you spent in LA, right? But this movie fucking rules. I'm so happy that you made me watch this. I'm like I'm on both knees, hat in hand. I'm so sorry.
I wouldn't bring you a duffer. It's all killer, no filler with me.
So
this movie was made in 1996. It's set in the futuristic year of 2013. And so we have a bit of build-up. First of all, we get the sickest title sequence in the world.
First of all, we get the title sequence in the Law and Order font, which is disorienting, introducing the fact that Kurt Russell, Walt Disney's last words, is going to be in this movie, and Pam Grier is in this movie. Steve Buscemi is in this movie.
Pam Grier is in this movie.
Promises a lot, and believe me, it delivers.
Bruce fucking Campbell is in this film.
Campbell.
Bruce Campbell's in this.
This is going to be one of those Kill James Bond reviews where I say a lot of people's names reverently.
But so,
I'm going to be like, oh my God.
I will also be remiss too if I don't mention during this opening. Again, there's so much to talk about before the movie even begins. That should say everything. The iconic score, the iconic opening music that continues from Escape from New York, same music from that one, scored by John Carpenter. This music, if you are into cyberpunk sort of dystopian future aesthetic, this is your theme. I had this. I had this on my middle school iPod.
I have it on my gym playlist now. I was doing chest and tricep day.
Get like pumped up.
You need to get ready.
So like the deal is, right, America has fallen to fascism, and in the movie, America has fallen to fascism.
Yeah, the deal is this.
The city of Los Angeles is ravaged by crime and immorality.
So it's set in a very equivalent timeline to our own.
Pure fantasy, nothing that we could relate to at all so far. Obviously, it's a stretch.
A presidential candidate in like 1998 predicted that in the year 2000, the big one would happen.
But by the way, this like presidential candidate, what they're doing is Pat Buchanan, right? Who was this like even further right kind of like third party candidate. I think he ran for the Reform Party a bunch of times, but was doing all of this like Christian nationalist shit. And it's sort of like extrapolating from the kind of like urban decay thinking about LA in the 90s and Pat Buchanan running to be like, well, how does this play out? And the answer is
and he like basically gets it right. So in the year 2000, the big one does hit, and he gets sworn in as president for life.
It even looks a bit like Trump when Trump's doing his like tough guy face. It's really kind of remarkable.
No, we noticed that when we watched it the first time. I didn't think about that initially, and then going into it, given just how much we've seen that face of Trump around. I'm like, okay, this is hitting way too close to home. The hair is kind of unrealistic on a human creature. It's way too reminiscent.
This is Cliff Robertson playing the president. They don't bother naming him any further. He's just called president the whole time.
The earthquake causes LA to like, some of it sinks into the sea, but now there's like an island, as the island of Los Angeles, which is now one giant concentration camp for non-citizens. And if you break the new moral Christian laws in the United States, you are instantly deported without trial to LA Island. So there is no escape from LA.
Well, indeed.
Making any escape from LA impossible.
Exactly. You get exiled by this paramilitary, like fascist police force, the United States police force. And the vibe here is all like black visors and like black Humvees and like CGI Comanche helicopters. It's such a particular,
way less militarized than the actual police right now.
Well, it's such a particular vision of American fascism, and it reminds me of another great piece of American sci-fi, Terminator 2, right, where making the Terminator 2 in Terminator 2 like an LAPD officer, because the LAPD is so obviously like fascist robots, in the same way being like, oh, this like fascist paramilitary force that's like cordoned off Los Angeles, all wearing black and like driving around in Humvees and shit, and it's like, that's just the LAPD.
Oh, that is as much as I can let you listen to for the low price of nothing. If you want to listen to the rest of it, you're going to have to pay the low price of at least £5 a month by going to patreon.com/killjamesbond, all one word, and signing up today. Word to the wise, next bonus episode is going out on the free feed. We got ourselves a bit of a guest. We'd be fools to keep locked up.